Alright, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of this. This is actually more prone for my second channel, but I will be finishing up episodes on that channel in due time. I do have plans, current plans, that pretty much by the end of this month, the month of May 2023, I will be walking away from this platform. I've had it with the platform itself. I've had it with the games. And I've just had enough of the socializing. I've got a new chapter coming up in my life, and I need to focus in on that. This platform has gone downhill dramatically since I first started posting videos. But I'm not here to talk about the past. I am here to speak of the future. And what I am going to present is hypothetical in nature. It is my opinions based upon my observations through what I've read and have experienced. Some of what I will be bringing about in this video and future videos may rub people the wrong way. But you know what? I don't care. Nostradamus. Many people claim that he was a prophet. The book next to that, the Holy Bible, claims that there's a lot of prophecies. I, for one, do not believe in prophecy. Prophecy is foretelling of the future through visions, hallucinations, dreams, Ouija boards, books, you name it. I don't believe in it. I believe in predictions. Predictions made through logic and common sense and knowledge. Things that can be proven or unproven. Dreams, visions, scrying. All that tells me is that if you are actually able to prophesize the future has already been made, and we are a bunch of pawns. So if you're out there spouting and praising people that are prophesizing today, remember what this book says, that they are false prophets. Why? Because of the future, supposedly, which has not happened, has already happened, then you are not a prophet. You are a false prophet. But let's go ahead and let's play connected dots with a few things. And let's go political, because after all, the end times prophecies are political in nature, regardless of how you might want to look at it. In fact, I believe that those prophecies in the book of Revelation, or the Revelation, or however you want to coin it, because that has changed over the years, and because of those changes, I find it very difficult to have this book guide me. And I'm going to go more and more into this book and the deception that is connected to it and has been connected to it. But I'm going to go into those prophecies of the end times. 2017 was the year that began the so-called tribulation. 2024 is the end of that 7-year tribulation as far as I am concerned currently. 2017 has been brought up so many times and so many different topics of conversation. It is a year that is difficult to wrap my head around. We are currently living on this planet, world, earth, whatever you want to call it, or however you want to see it, to where 1/3 of the lands, air, and waters are polluted. Doesn't this say something about that? Let's go into something about this guy here and what he talked about. Because everybody, wants to focus on the Antichrist, according to this book here. Well, let's see what this guy has to say about it. Let's see who he foretells comes before said Antichrist. And I'm going to tell you right now that these prophecies all revolve around the United States of America. And I'm going to connect the dots for you. Nostradamus predicts and describes the one that comes before the Antichrist, and I shall paraphrase some of his writings. Now, when he wrote, they were in quatrains, okay? They were not known as verses like in this book. Now, what did I tell you about the book of Psalms? Verses. Where do you find verses? In songs and poems. Okay? And I'm going to get more into letters, Paul's letters. But for now, let's get back to the topic at hand. Paraphrasing, Nostradamus states, one will be born powerful in the laws of Muhammad or Muhammad. He will be born of dark and obscure parents. Blood will flow because of a young, dark man filled with evil. So many evils by Satan's prince will be committed. Now, to me, that speaks highly of a past president by the name of Barack Obama. Barack, when that name is translated, means lightning. Lightning comes before the storm. Who kept bringing up little phrases about a storm? Donald Trump. All right? At one point, I believe that Nostradamus started speaking about Donald Trump because he states that there's this person by the name of Mabus, M-A-B-U-S. He liked to play with little code names, if you will. When he spoke of Hitler, he wrote it as Hister. Just a little bit of difference there, right? To me, Mabus could actually be MAGA. Make America Great Again. Well, it states in this book that the Antichrist, which I do not believe means anti-Jesus. To me, Antichrist means anti-leader or anti-leadership. Donald Trump was out to drain the swamp, to drain the corruption within our government. He is anti-leadership. Therefore, I see him as being the Antichrist. This is political, not religious. Get that through your thick heads, people. I don't need any garbage feedback. But it states in this book that the Antichrist will be a powerful person, but he will be struck down, struck in the head and struck down, but will rise again. What have they been doing to Donald Trump since even before he was elected as president? They've been trying to cut off his head. He's coming back, people. Remember the early 1900s book about the last president? About Baron Trump? A person named Pence? Yeah, make those connections. Make those connections. Nostradamus states that Mabus will soon die and there will happen a dreadful destruction of people and animals. Suddenly, vengeance will appear. Now, we have been having a culling of all types of animals because of so-called viruses and diseases. A lot of people have been dying suddenly. Keep that in mind. Suddenly, vengeance will appear. 100 hands thirst and hunger when the comet passes. The Antichrist returns for the last time. Before these events, many rare birds will cry in the air, now, now. When Nostradamus was speaking of birds, typically the birds that he would speak of would be ravens or crows, donned in black. Black robes signifying judges. Think about how many judges Donald Trump has already been in front of and will continue to be in front of. But he's coming back, and we're seeing that. But you know, it also states that many rare birds will cry in the air, now, now, and sometime later will vanish. The Democrat Party keep asking for more and more judges. Now they're actually wanting judges right down there on the border. A lot of judges in the end times. Now, let's speak a little bit more about political figures and what this book has to say, because it also speaks of not only the Antichrist, which is dictated by the number 666, which is actually the number of man. Okay? So we know that is a man that is to be the Antichrist. We also know that he will create peace among nations. What did Donald Trump do in those countries that surround Israel? He is the only president that has ever helped establish as many peace treaties between Israel and those other countries. No other president has so far. Alright, so let's go into how about the beast and the shadow of the beast? Well, let's go back to Obama. When he became president, they custom made a vehicle for him to travel around in, an armored car. Do you know what the name for that car was? The Beast. Think about what a beast is. A beast is typically a type of animal that likes to prey. It likes to stalk its prey. Hmm. When somebody said, "Oh, you beast, you," it's usually because it's a man that's putting his hands on a woman. Oh, you beast, you. Yeah, it sounds like Biden, doesn't it? So we have the beast and the image of the beast because, after all, Biden took up appointing past administrative persons to his administration. Those persons once belonged to Obama. So we have the beast and the image of the beast, the puppet. Now, in the future, we will also be seeing the emergence of a queen because that book there speaks of this female that, well, she's going to be on the run. Now, that could mean many things. That could be a couple of different females that are either well known right now or becoming well known. I already have my ideas, but I'm going to just leave it at that for now. Now, there's other connections that I could make, but I think that's enough to ruffle some feathers, if you will. And I'm going to continue to ruffle some feathers because that's how I am leaving this platform. And I really don't care if you agree with me, disagree with me, or what have you. These are my thoughts, my viewpoints, my opinions. And I'm going to leave it at that.